Hello everyone, I hope you all are doing very well. Welcome to yet another edition of our Sunday series Places in News. Let's begin with our today's video with the very first location as the Arctic region. So recently this has come up in news as St. Petersburg International Economic Forum held the Arctic Territory of Dialogue that was dedicated for the very first time to the Arctic agenda. So let's look into the map. Where is the Arctic region located? So as we see in the image, we have the top view of Earth and in the middle, we have the North Pole. As you can see, imaginary line, this one is the Arctic Circle. So the Arctic Circle is a line of latitude that circles the globe at approximately 66 degree north. Now, as we know that Earth has an axial tilt of around 23.5 degrees and this axial tilt fluctuates with nearly 2 degrees in a period of around 40,000 years. Also, we have tidal forces which are generated due to the orbit of Moon. Therefore, the position of this Arctic Circle is not fixed. So the scientists say that this Arctic Circle is drifting towards the north, that is around 14.5 meters inward per year. Now the region inside this Arctic Circle is known as the Arctic region. Now when we talk of the Arctic region, it generally consists of the Arctic Ocean. We also have 8 countries. First one is Canada, and then we have the Scandinavian countries Finland, Iceland, Norway, Denmark, because Greenland is a territory of Denmark and part of Greenland falls in the Arctic region. We have Sweden, then we have Russia, and then we have the United States, because as you see, a part of Alaska that belongs to USA is part of the Arctic region. Now when we say the Arctic, it is a frozen sea that is surrounded by landmass. But when we say Antarctica, we know it is landmass that is surrounded by sea. Therefore, according to the UN Convention on Law of Seas, the UNCLOS, many of the Arctic countries put up territorial claims on this region, and that is specifically for the resources and for navigation purpose, as this region provides some new navigation routes to different countries. Now, while we have the Antarctic Treaty System for the Antarctica region, we do not have any sort of treaty when it comes to the Arctic region. But we have an advisory body that is known as the Arctic Council that works to promote cooperation in the Arctic region. It was formed in the year 1996 under the Ottawa Declaration. So let us see what is the Arctic Council. So the Arctic Council is the primary high-level intergovernmental forum for Arctic cooperation that was set up with twin mandate of environmental protection and also sustainable development. So all 8 of the Arctic region countries are the permanent members of this Arctic Council, and also India holds one of the 13 position as the observer state in the Arctic Council. So this is headquartered in the city Tromsø, that is in Norway. In fact, India also has a research lab in this region by the name of Himadri that is located in Svalbard in Norway. Now let us discuss some of the significant geographical features of this area. First of all, we talk about the auroras. Now auroras are very beautiful polar lights in the high latitude regions, that is around the Arctic and Antarctica. Now in the Arctic region, these are known as aurora borealis, and in the Antarctic region, these are known as aurora australis. So the auroras display dynamic patterns of brilliant lights that appears as rays, spirals, flickers covering the entire sky. So as you can see, auroras are natural electric phenomena which is characterized by appearance of reddish and greenish lights in the skies, and this is because of interaction of charged particles of the sun with the atoms in the atmosphere. So therefore we see this brilliant lightning that happens in the North Pole as well as the South Pole. Now another thing is the polar easterlies. So the polar easterlies are dry and cold prevailing winds that blow around the high pressure areas of polar highs, that is in the North and the South Poles. So these are weak and irregular, and also this particular belt of wind begins at approximately 60 degrees north and south latitudes and it reaches the poles. So these are the polar high or the polar easterlies, and here we also have the polar easterlies in the South Pole. Now if we talk about the climate patterns in the region, so the land within the Arctic region has seasonally varying snow and ice cover and with predominantly treeless permafrost. Now what is permafrost? It is the permanently frozen underground ice. The Arctic Sea also contains seasonal sea ice in many places. If we talk about the biodiversity, life in the Arctic region includes zooplankton and phytoplanktons, fishes and marine mammals, birds, land animals, plants, and even the human societies. Now when we talk about the global issues in the region, the most important is climate change and global warming. So global warming leads to increase in the overall temperature, therefore resulting in the shrinkage of ice sheets, which further leads to release of methane gas. therefore further causes change in the vegetation and destruction of the biodiversity. Most importantly, the increase in temperature or global warming also causes rise in the sea level. So this was a little bit about the Arctic region. Let's move on to our next location, and that is Lithuania. This country was recently seen in news as it stopped the transport of sanctioned items across its territory from Russia to Kaliningrad, that is an exclave of Russia. Let us see into the map what is the issue about. So if you see in the map, here we have Lithuania, and here this smaller region, this is Kaliningrad, that is an exclave of Russia. That means it does not share any direct boundary with Russia. So it has the maritime boundary with the Baltic Sea, and you can see that means it does not share any direct boundary with Russia. So it has the maritime boundary with the Baltic Sea, and you can see it is surrounded by Poland, Belarus, Lithuania. We have the three Baltic countries, Estonia, Latvia, and Lithuania. So this region, Kaliningrad, it is around 15,000 kilometers square in area, and it houses less than 1 million people. It is around 300 kilometers away from mainland Russia, and as you can see, it shares no boundaries with Russia. So after the World War II, Kaliningrad was ceded to Russia with the Post-Dam Agreement. So there was the Post-Dam Agreement, and this agreement was signed by America, Britain, and the Soviet Union in the year 1945. Now let us talk about Lithuania. So the capital city of Lithuania is Vilnius. It is one of the three Baltic states, and it lies on the eastern shore of the Baltic Sea. To the north you have Latvia, to the east and south you have Belarus, to the south you have Poland, in the southwest region you have Russia, and it also shares maritime border with Sweden to the west on the Baltic Sea. Now let us look into the brief history of Lithuania. So Lithuania is the first Soviet republic to proclaim its independence from the Soviet Union, and in fact an year before the formal dissolution of Soviet Union, that was in the year 1991, Lithuania passed the Act of Re-establishment of the State of Lithuania. If we talk about some of its significant features, it is a developed country, and it has a high income advanced economy, and it ranks very high in the Human Development Index. Now if we see some of the geographical features of Lithuania, it lies at the edge of North European plain, and the main and largest river of the country is the Nemunas River. If we talk about the highest point, it is the Okswas Hill, that is at 294 meters in the eastern part of the country. Now this region is also known to have numerous lakes and wetlands. So you can have a look. For the largest lake we have Druksyai, the deepest lake is Torangnas, and the longest one is the Asveza. So this was a little bit about Lithuania. Now let's move on to our next location, and that is the Barak Valley. So this is located in Assam, and we have recently witnessed Assam being badly hit by the floods. So Assam has nearly 10% of India's flood-prone area. It is home to around 36 million people. And in the recent scenario, 33 of the 35 districts in Assam has been hit due to the floods. And one of the major regions that has been affected is the Barak Valley. So let us look into the map. Where is the Barak Valley situated? So the Barak Valley is located in the southern region of Indian state of Assam, and it consists of mainly three administrative districts of Assam. The first one is Kachar, then we have Karimganj, and another one is Hailakandi. The Barak Valley is named after River Barak that originates from Laikot Hills in Manipur. And if you see the surrounding areas, we have Meghalaya, Bangladesh, Tripura, Mizoram, and Manipur that surrounds the Barak Valley. And as you can see, this is the Barak River that originates from Manipur and then drains into Bangladesh. Now this Barak Valley is particularly a Bengali majority area. So the native Bengali people of this region, the Barak region, have been demanding a separate state for themselves within this Bengali majority area of Assam. Now if we talk about the Barak river system, it has major tributaries like Katakal, Jiri, Chiri, Sonai, Rukni, Singla, etc. And these tributaries are mainly rain-fed and can cause flood problems when precipitation occurs, as we are seeing in the current scenario. So the Barak sub-basin drains area in India, Bangladesh as well as Myanmar. Now if we see some of the geographical features, the main city of this region or this Barak Valley is Silchar, and the only wildlife sanctuary of this region is Bareil. We also have an important hill reserve forest that is located in the district of Karimganj, that is the Patharia Hill Reserve Forest, that is habitat to many mammals. So this was a little bit about the Barak Valley of Assam. Now let us move on to our next location, and that is the Nachipu Tunnel. So recently this was in news as the excavation work of the Nechipu tunnel in Arunachal Pradesh was completed. So it has been excavated under the Project Vartak of the Border Road Organization. This tunnel is very significant for us from the military point of view as this is built to ensure speedy and faster transportation of rations, weapons and logistics. So the foundation stone of this tunnel was laid on 12th of October 2020 by our Defence Minister Mr. Rajnath Singh. And this is an all-weather tunnel. So let us read a little bit about the Nechipu tunnel. Now this tunnel is located on the Ballipara Chardwar Tawang road. This is the BCT road and this is around 300 km long. It is situated in the West Kameng district of Arunachal Pradesh. So it will connect Ballipara in Assam to Tawang in Arunachal Pradesh. It is a 500-meter long tunnel. It is being constructed at an altitude of 5,700 feet. So if we talk about some of its characteristics, this tunnel is equipped with modern lighting and safety facilities and it is expected to accommodate two-way traffic. It is D-shaped and single-tube double-lane tunnel. If we talk about its significance, it will bypass the extreme foggy conditions around the Nechipu Pass. And it will also cut down the travel time of military vehicles moving towards the forward bases near China. Now, in another tunnel that was in news is the Sela Tunnel. So, this was in news as the construction of the Sela Tunnel has been completed. It is also very important from the military point of view as this tunnel will provide connectivity between Guwahati in Assam and Tawang in Arunachal Pradesh, again through the BCT corridor, that is the Ballipara Chardwar Tawang road. And this tunnel will provide an alternate access to the famous Sela Pass of Tawang. This has also been built under the Project Vartak by the Border Road Organization. And therefore, it will provide connectivity to Tawang and the forward areas of the line of actual control. So these two tunnels are very significant from the military point of view in Arunachal Pradesh. And well, with this, we call it a wrap of today's edition of Places in News. I hope you liked the video. I will see you with some other video tomorrow. Till then, take care and do stay tuned.